Casey, what have you been
Turtles
wondering
because
about,
of
big guy?
Well, here's what I was wondering about. So in current timeland, today was the last day of school in the Southwest DuBois County School Corporation, and I think for most other schools as well, today was the last day, as they seem to run a pretty similar calendar. And so that got me thinking, because our eldest, and Dave, just like your youngest, I assume Wild Bill is moving on from kindergarten to first grade. I don't want to make any assumptions, but
Yeah,
I assume,
worst case, he'll be going to third grade, but we're trying to.
Yeah.
It doesn't help with sports.
Yeah, doesn't help sports there. So going into first
real
grade,
brainiac on her hands.
yeah, which is interesting. But it got me thinking, and what I was wondering about is, how do you think your high school self would view who you are now? So you in high school, how would your high school self view or think about you now? And so, I mean, I was 06, you're 05, Dave was 95, so a little bit longer ago, 03.
Old bastard.
03, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Janelle are same class. So what do you guys think? What do you think 18, 19-year-old Zachary or 18, 19-year-old David would say about current you, 2024 David, 2024 Zachary?
I don't know, man.
I thought you were going to tell me you didn't push the record.
Wouldn't that suck?
Because we had some fire early.
That red light's on.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
No, I don't know. So going back for me, like I knew for a fact I was not going to college, but I did not know that I was gonna obviously take the career path that I took. Like I knew I was gonna work somewhere. You know what I mean?
You mean you didn't graduate high school wanting to be a street laborer for the city of Huntingburg?
Oh, street labeler.
No,
Label.
I do
The
label.
one who makes the names.
I do label streets sometimes. But no, I didn't. I didn't know that I was gonna go work for the mine, or didn't know that I was gonna.
You knew you were going to marry that smoke show, though, for sure.
Yeah, I had a pretty good.
When did you know?
I don't know, man. It was pretty early.
when she told him,
Yeah.
You're going to marry me, Zachary.
No.
I will permit you to marry me. So
Oh.
get your shit together.
Against my parents' wishes, they said that if you did ask, like I could say yes if I wanted to, but they're not really looking forward to
Did
it.
not go down that way at all. But anyway, I don't know. Like that's a good question. It's a very good question. But I would have saw myself probably not being as not successful is not a good word, because I'm not successful.
You're successful.
I mean, yeah.
How do you figure you're not successful?
I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'll just say that. Like, I guess I wouldn't think that I would be living where I live, maybe, or I wouldn't have.
What's wrong with 1025?
There's nothing wrong with it. That's what I'm saying. I thought I would
think
be.
you're missing the mark here, Casey.
Yeah, like you're way off. Like
Okay.
I wouldn't. I thought I would be living probably like in some. She's looking like some house trailer somewhere with a bunch of broke lawn chairs and all kinds of shit laying around and beer kegs and stuff. I don't know. I have no idea. This is tough question. Pass, David. You.
I'd be pretty surprised that I'm a fat bastard, because I was always pretty skinny through school.
I just can't. I mean,
It's
I've seen
wild.
the pictures.
Yeah.
I like this Dave better.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a pretty big fan of this Dave. I always thought I'd be making like the minimum wage type of job, maybe.
Yeah.
minimum wage
maybe
and a
that's
half.
what I'm getting at. Yeah.
I always planned on, my goal was in high school, and I told plenty of people that I wanted to have enough money to have a double wide and a single wide trailer park. I was going to marry an ugly gal that was faithful, because you can buy better looks, but you can't buy faithfulness. So my goal was to make enough money to get a double wide. So here I am with like the smoke show I got, and like kids, and like house on a hill.
Yeah.
The house is actually attached to the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
It
I'm
doesn't
doing
have
way
wheels.
better than I planned on doing. Other than I'm fat. Like that's the only thing. I guess if being fat is what it.
This is the trade-off. You'll take it.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Now we care about the numbers. We care about the blood pressure. We care about the cholesterol. But as long as Doc Flaming, the official provider,
I mean,
of the
I'd be
Wandering
fine
Dutchman
living
podcast-
less in the life I've got now than living longer in the life that I thought I was going to have.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, the numbers are even secondary to the smoke show in the house.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That is a good point.
I don't know, man. You go back and look at some of the photos of like high school me. I don't know though.
I would have never thought I had long hair either.
High school me was a little bit more reserved than like, let's say 2 or 3 years out of high school. Like that was kind of a mess, but not near as big of a mess as like 15 years out of high school. Then, like that's pretty wild, but I don't know. Yeah. Same with me. I did not think that I would be, doing what I'm doing. I just,
What do you think you'd be doing?
I don't know. That's what I mean. I had no idea. I had no career path picked. You know what I mean? None.
Like in all those classes that we took in high school where they're like, hey, what do you want to do someday? You just...
No.
I checked out in most of my classes.
Yeah.
I just sat in the back and
the ASVAB, for the military and shit. And they're like, yeah, you're not really going to do that.
You're not material for us.
Yeah, you're not good for that, Even though I had a recruiter tell me when I was like 19, when can you stop going to the Army?
Stop?
Yeah, like what age?
I don't think they'll
I think
let
it
you in
depends on
if
how
you're like
healthy you are.
32.
20. Well, yeah, something like that.
42? Is that what it is?
Huh?
So,
Wow. I
well,
don't
that's
think
correct
it.
because, no, it's correct because of the 20, which is the military pension. You had to be able to have enough time to hit 62 and be able to.
But
reach that
anyway, I
pension
had a
number.
recruiter tell me, I told him, I said, well, because one of my buddies actually did go. And then his recruiter was like,
Couch guy.
you got any friends? And he's like, oh, yeah, one of my
Yeah,
best,
I got lots of friends.
one of my best buddies, but he's a big fat bastard. He's a big guy, and he's like, well, he won't be big after we get done with him, and I'm like, man, part of me thinks maybe I should have done that. But I don't know. It's a wild deal.
You
know,
would've been on the
never.
crackers
Here,
only.
let me say this: I would never in a million years think that I would be sitting in a garage talking into a mic for almost 2 years, being part
Every
of
freaking week. I was thinking
Yeah.
about that today.
being part of a fully functional podcast. Like I don't.
Mostly functional.
Yeah, I was gonna say calling us fully functional is a lot of credit.
How do you figure?
Well, let's be honest. There's probably a lot of things we could do better than what we do,
Yeah.
but we do. Hey, we do great. We do.
I mean, yeah, I feel like we're doing fine.
Yeah, we're doing fine, buddy.
Anyway,
Everything's fine.
yeah,
Everything's fine. Just fine.
totally fine.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know where I would be. What about you?
I think would probably be pleasantly surprised. Maybe a little disappointment that I didn't go to medical school because I thought that's what I wanted to do.
I
But-
can't see you being in the medical profession.
Why is that?
I don't know. You're not like dry enough to be a doctor. I've met like 2 doctors, 3 doctors.
Dr. Flaming's one of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Say a little more conviction.
No. Yeah, so maybe it's just back home doctors. All the doctors, like my pediatrician, he was a real creepy bastard.
Well, when you were still seeing him at 30, Dave, that's awkward for everybody.
You can't see a pediatrician at 30.
Really?
No,
What movie?
dumbass.
What movie is that where he sees?
48 months.
Was it? No, it was Step Brothers or something.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Anyway, I don't know. I just feel like.
I think probably the turning point.
How do you
from,
feel with blood? I don't feel like I could see you like
you know,
elbow
the
deep in guts.
crazy thing of it is I went and job shadowed.
Elbow deep in guts.
I went and job shadowed Doc Norris,
Maybe you don't get
over there
elbow deep
one
too
morning.
often.
but he
Now, what does Doc Norris do?
he's an orthopedic surgeon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's
And-
been in me.
Put that on an already long ass list.
My knee, of course.
Yeah, well, that's what you think.
We're gonna have a whole other episode. If we're gonna talk about all the people's been in you, but
Oh,
But I almost went down in there when it was a rotator cuff tear.
yeah.
And he's like, see, when you don't have any rotator cuff, like your shoulder just does all. And I was like, your shoulder's not supposed to move like that. He's like, yeah, that's why the rotator cuff kind of keeps that all there. About lost my lunch there, but not bad.
They're moving their body like a hurricane. Is that the song?
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, that was it wouldn't have been bad. It wouldn't have been bad.
Nothing. I just clicked on the wrong button there.
Oh, okay.
I thought when this happened, I was like, oh, he pulled Twitter up.
No, yeah.
But I don't know that I would think that probably law school. I think that would have been a surprise. I think even probably the bigger surprise would have been being in private practice. High school me would have probably been like, oh, really? You did just – because I wouldn't say I was a big risk taker in my younger days. And looking back, that probably getting out of law school and deciding to just open up your own law practice is a pretty big risk. And I wouldn't have been able to do it without mom and dad. And eternally grateful for them allowing me to kind of do that. But I would say probably that. And I don't think that I would have ever thought that I would have pulled the smoke show that I pulled.
Yeah, you married up.
Married up a couple levels.
Yeah.
The veterinarian degree was just cherry on top.
Outkicked your coverage.
A little bit. I'll never deny it. So, yeah, it's an interesting little thought exercise.
Wild deal there.
Yeah.